This is a video for my friend John. Um, it's based on a recent experience that he had, but I think it's a good enough experience and a good enough subject to talk about that it's one that should be discussed publicly. Now, as you may notice, this subject has earned some lambdogavision, and that necessarily may not be good. For starters, let me give those of you who may not know a little background. John put up a video about his recent experience with the sensation of fight or flight. I've known John a long time, especially by internet standards, and I consider him a personal friend, and I care about him, and I care about his family. When I watched John's video about his recent situation of a possible physical altercation, my heart went out to him because I care about him and his family. We both have young families, and we're similar people with similar interests, and I care about the things that John cares about. Let me open this up by answering the question for your wife when you saw the two teenagers arguing loudly in the parking lot when she asked how could people be such a way. We live in a world of differing values, skewed moral compasses, and violence. I want you to look at this scenario in a different fashion. Imagine you're going somewhere, you get out of your car, and in between your car and where you want to go, there's two nasty little dogs barking at each other. I mean, we're talking fighting dogs, and they're barking and snarling and everything else. Would you, in that scenario, leave your vehicle and walk past those two dogs snarling and snapping at each other, and while you're walking past those two dogs snarling and snapping at each other, would you say, "Hey," and then continue on into the store, now putting those dogs between you and your car? Of course not. You wouldn't. Should you have to look at people in such a way? Man, you shouldn't have to, bro, but you do. Being trained in self-defense or carrying self-defensive tools does not change these scenarios at all. Every process that you take when you go out, with your family especially, because you are charged with the security of other persons, it is a world of liabilities, exits, and dangers. When you put your liabilities in a position where they have to go through danger to reach an exit, is a very, very, very bad scenario that should be avoided at all costs. Because that puts you in a situation where you have to confront the danger directly. And in this day and age, that's an altercation that you may not survive, and it's an altercation that one way or another will change your life forever. In a group or mob type scenario, what makes it so dangerous when you get multiple teenagers together or multiple criminal groups, for some reason their ability to reason gets somehow divided by the number of people there. It's all about bravado and how they want to impress their friends, and they always want to one-up each other, and inhibitions are divided as well. And you have to be aware of those things. And unfortunately, the world that we live in and the world that our children will live in is a world where you have to be mindful of these situations. And you need to be mindful of when those primal hairs stand up on the back of your neck and everything in your body tells you to get out of there. You don't want to continue on into the store and put danger between you and an exit. That's part of why whenever you see military veterans or law enforcement officers, whenever they eat at a restaurant or go to a store, they're always looking around. They're seeing where those exits are. They have their back to the wall, and they're usually as close to an exit as possible with their back to a wall. And that is to keep danger from being between them and their exit. And the reason why they do so is because they know that danger exists. And danger exists in a way that it doesn't matter what's right or what's wrong or what should be or what shouldn't be. It just is. Like evil itself. It's non-directional. It's violence. And it serves only itself. And it's something that can't be reasoned with. I watched your video, John, and I couldn't get back to sleep tonight. And I thought about what I was going to say to you in a couple of different ways and maybe draw some diagrams and everything else to demonstrate, what your exit is in a given scenario, where dangers lie in a given scenario, and how the security of the people with you increase your liabilities and your vulnerability. And as those liabilities and vulnerabilities increase, that makes your vigilance, that requires your vigilance against danger to be that much more. That requires your set tactics to your exit to be that much greater. Because honestly, listening to your story and the way that you described it, you continued on into a box that only had two ways out, and there was danger between you and your exit from a box with only two ways out. And that's assuming that these people didn't notice where your car was. The car's a great thing, and that is your primary exit. It's a 4,000-pound armored battering ram that, in a self-defense scenario, all that matters is where that car can go and where that car can't go. And it's the same thing with physical self-defense. It's where you can go and it's where you can't go. And you don't want to have danger between you and an exit. And if that involves going out a door that has the alarm that goes off if you go out, so freaking be it. Same thing with a restaurant or whatever. Please don't take this any in the wrong way. I know it's a little late for me to say that. But I'm only saying it to sort of get the discussion going on this, because it's an important thing, and it's something that doesn't change even when you are armed. These are altercations that need to be avoided, because let's say for one particular reason or another, I am armed in a scenario and I am equipped to do great bodily harm to other people. Do I want to inflict that violence on somebody if I can avoid it? No. God damn, of course not. I don't want to be part of the violence and evil that's propagated. So anyway, that's my ramble on it, bro. I'm glad you guys are okay. I'm really glad that you're okay. And I hope this serves as to, I don't know, to get you a little bit more into the mindsets and stuff like that. Not that you're not already, but it's one of those things that when we're not thinking about it is when it sneaks up on us. And man, when there's things that you care about in this world, and it's more than just you, it's something that we can never lose sight of, no matter where we go, no matter how tired we are. You keep your head on a swivel. You listen to them primal urges that you get that says, oh, you shouldn't be here. And then you tell those primal urges, but I don't see anything. And then something deep down inside you says, you shouldn't be here. And you're getting ready to get out of your car, but something deep down inside is like, you know what, you shouldn't be here. Yeah, but I don't see anything. When that little voice says you shouldn't be here, that's when you get back in your car and you leave. I know it isn't right, but we don't live in a world that's about right. We'll see y'all later.